can I build a compliant cash practice? Well, the short answer is yeah, we can. Considering the challenges posed by changing insurance regulations and reimbursement, a cash model really starts to look appealing, doesn't it? This transition, and I'll stress, isn't something that can be implemented overnight, but there are ways to move towards a more cash-based practice. Most doctors actually assume that this means foregoing direct billing to third-party payers, but the reality is a little bit more nuanced. We're going to move into some strategies, 5 strategies specifically for a successful transition, and then we can create this nice clear path out of the Wild West. Strategy 1 is what I like to call shifting your focus. The question is on the screen there. What do you think the biggest hurdle is? And I'll let you think about it. Maybe you can drop an answer in the chat. What do you think the biggest fear is for folks, for doctors looking to shift to a cash model? And the reality is it's the fear of losing patients, right? If I switch, patients can't afford it, I'm going to lose them. But a cash model is not about excluding patients, specifically excluding patients with insurance. It's about shifting your focus to your value proposition. So we're shifting away from third-party payers to the direct value that you provide to your patients. And most of this is going to be in the marketing or the way that you communicate this to your patients in your community, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But patients are increasingly willing to invest in their health when they understand the benefits of a direct pay relationship. So I'm going to read you a few statistics. There is a shift in this country of a growth towards direct patient care offices. You might see this in the media called a DPC. There are 2,300 of those nationwide just in the medical community alone, not counting all of our chiropractic offices. And looking at the medical community, because unfortunately the statistics are slightly more skewed for traditional medicine than for chiropractic, but 41% of our current primary care physician base has expressed an interest in moving away from traditional insurance into a more cash-based. 23% of chiropractors in the United States now generate more than 75% of their total revenue through cash payments. And a lot of this shift towards direct pay and transparency is what we kind of see as a forced consumer shift. 34% of workers in the United States are facing deductibles of more than $2,000. And so patients are effectively self-paying for the majority of their care anyway. And that doesn't include the out-of-pocket. So a $2,000 deductible, some upwards in our high deductible plans of $500 to $5,500 with an additional out-of-pocket maximum of anywhere between $6,000 and $7,000. So there's also the drivers of our reimbursement stagnation and our 7% medical inflation. Lots of reasons why patients are willing to invest in this direct pay relationship. So we have to clearly articulate what makes our cash practice different and better. And again, these big key benefits are more dedicated time. So you aren't trying to see as many patients as you can in a day because you're not getting reimbursed per patient like you should be. You're able to charge what your time is worth and actually spend more time in concert with the patient. And then you're able to create more personalized treatment plans because again, we aren't bound by these insurance imposed rules for therapies that we'd like to do, especially these therapies that are considered experimental and non-covered, but have some great research to support their efficacy and use in our practice. Cash practices offer freedom from these arbitrary limits on services and visits that are imposed by insurance companies. So I said we would talk a little bit about marketing that, and that's what strategy 2 is. So marketing your cash model. Compliant marketing is absolutely possible.